Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Whiskey with Ivy. You see this? I'll tell you about it later. Khaw tells Malaysian ships to back off as Singapore expands port limits. Minister Khaw tells Malaysian to back off, and all this fighting talk. You know, I'm 70 years old, so I know what created the problem between Malaysia and Singapore. It's two old men. They hated each other's guts. That is why you look at Singapore and Malaysia, we have only one major causeway, and the second link was only built not that long ago. The people of Singapore and Malaysia love each other. We go to Malaysia every day to buy cheaper products. We go to Malaysia to buy cheaper medicine. I urge our younger ministers to talk politely to people. Don't use words like back off. Don't have to suddenly have a mobilization effort. Suddenly show all our weapons. We Asians should learn to help each other, especially when Malaysia and Singapore are so linked like blood brothers and sisters. Our people love each other. We do not want to fight. The country is evolving into a go-to-MICE destination that imaginatively combines work and play. Janet Tan Collis is correct. Singapore is the center for people to meet, right? And MICE is not about mice, the rat. MICE is about meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibitions. We need the art of service. Many years ago, one of our smart older ministers said, "We are the hewers of wood and drawers of water." What does it mean? It means that people come, we have to cut wood to make a fire, to cook for them, we have to draw water and let them drink. But it is not an insult to our intelligence. It is to remind us that Singapore is put in a position where everybody will come to us because we are like an oasis for the whole world. So, to be an oasis, you must learn the art of service. Mandarin Orchard kitchen suspended. Part-timers at hotel events also hit by bug. When this problem is such a big one, it is not just about dirty kitchens and unhygienic food preparers. It is deeper and bigger than that. It is about the food supply source. Look at where they buy their food from. It must come from some terrible country which poisons the food using formaldehyde, especially seafood, to keep it fresh. It also comes from countries where they have no conscience in producing food and poisoning you. Let me ask AVA a question. What percentage of food do you all check coming in? Only 5%. If I know you only check 5%, I will definitely cheat and send you poison. So look further up the food chain, not in the kitchens. HDB residents can apply for 2 types of subsidized ramps. Strong outcome at COP24, good for Singapore. We need to design our HDBs in such a way that you have a ramp going up to the topmost floor. People can wheel themselves out, rollerblade up, etc. Our designs need to be less dependent on electricity, more on solar. We need to have water catchment so that we are not dependent on using tap water for flushing our toilets and cleaning our drains. Nee Soon launches new give and take notice board. Member of Parliament Lee Bee Wah, my friend, well done. This is the kind of good ideas that I totally support. It cuts down on waste, we can recycle, it creates a caring and sharing community. At Bollywood, we have one free to you section, and people can come and take things away. We also have a library where people bring books, kids come there and read, and they can take the book home, and they don't even have to bring it back, they can circulate it. So, MP Lee Bee Wah, well done. Another 3-year study to find out why we have needy kids and low-income families, and etc., etc., the same record. All these people have to do is to read Teo Yi Yan's book. All the answers are there. We don't have to waste another $500,000 for NTUC First Campus to do another study about why these poor kids do badly. And you know, NTUC, the first thing you should do is learn how to spell school correctly. It's SCHOOL, not SKOOL. 100 mozzie breeding spots in Bedok. There is a simple way to fight this. I live in the jungle in Kranji for the past 16 years. I have never caught dengue, and neither have the people who live at my farm. You know why? We net all our windows to our sleeping premises. All you have to do is put nets on your windows and doors and sleep underneath a mosquito net. You don't even need air conditioning. You can open your windows. It's as simple as that. Teen activist calls out world leaders. This young person has even encouraged her family to turn vegan and give up flying. But what are we doing in Singapore? They flew in 15,000 Christmas trees. Can you imagine how many planes had to carry them in? Can you imagine how much carbon emissions the planes have given up? Why have Christmas trees? We should just have a monsoon tree. Get a tree that's fallen down, and many of them have fallen down in Singapore, and decorate it with handmade things done by the autistic children, the blind children, the deaf children. Create our own monsoon tree. Renewable energy. This is so interesting. Sugarcane is being used in Mauritius to create energy. You know, we in Singapore have sunshine every day. We should increase our production of solar energy. I love this. Kids are now learning to defend themselves. And what is so wonderful, they have been told the most important part. I like the different moves, but I know I can use them only when I'm in trouble. Matthew said this. Matthew, I'm so proud of you. You are going to grow up to be a great warrior like me. Well done. No trash lifestyle gains ground in Malaysia. It's going to gain ground in Singapore too. Bollywood Veggies is going to pioneer a no trash lifestyle in the spring. President stresses need for supportive community. Number of children and elderly suffering from anxiety and depression. Why? As our country progresses and living standards improve and people getting richer, why is this happening? Seriously, our president should find out why. Brushstrokes isn't going to give us the answer. This really caught my eye because my member of parliament, Yee Chia Sing, is also there. Finally, he's doing something quite useful, like building buses in Singapore. It's about bloody time so that we can have buses that cater to our climate. We should have windows that can open so that kids can get in there with their sweat and not have the air conditioning on and they catch a flu immediately. Well done. We should build smaller buses for all these small kids who come to the farm because the roads are small. They should use small buses and not these big buses for little people. So build smaller buses in Singapore. Hip Cafe run by seniors has the recipe for active aging. You know, I hate the word active aging. It is active living. We do not age. We live continuously when we have something to look forward to. So, continue working till you drop dead. Congratulations to this wonderful team that built this award-winning kampong. We won this award from a about 500 other entries, so I think it's a very good award. In fact, my husband asked me whether he could buy a unit there, and I said, darling, I'm sure you can. So anybody wants to sell one for my squirrel to build his nest there? This is a parting shot meant for especially our Minister Khaw Boon Wan. Tell Singaporeans to show real support for Singapore. Don't go to Johor. Don't go there and shop at the cheap shops for your cheap food and your cheap medicine and cheap everything. Okay? Tell them to support Singapore. Buy local Singapore safe food. You know, all birds land in Singapore, and Mr. Khaw Boon Wan, you are a Malaysian macaw. We are so happy you landed on our island too. Thank you for watching my show again this week. You know this? It's the best for gout is celery. Remember to subscribe.